UT students protesting the employment of professors found guilty of misconduct, what the university is doing to review its Title IX policies.
Election Day is right around the corner, how a new voting system is helping track results.
Vaping-related deaths are on the rise in Travis County. How to spot the early symptoms that may lead to major health risks later on.
Good evening. For Thursday, October 31st, I'm Devin Darianani.
And I'm Kamaria Esquera. Thanks for joining us. On Wednesday, UT Provost Marie McInnes released a response to the dozens of students that participated in a sit-in protest outside her office last week. The protest came after two professors who were found guilty of misconduct at UT were still listed on the spring 2020 course schedule. A university investigation found that Associate Professor Coleman Hutchinson and Integrative Biology and Philosophy Professor Sahotra Sarka had violated UT's sexual misconduct. The students say they want to be informed by the university when professors are found guilty of violating sexual misconduct policies for their own safety. UT says that it hears students' concerns and takes their safety as a top priority.
Provost McInnes says the university will be hiring an outside expert to review the university Title IX policies. The Austin Police Department is cracking down on local sex offenders. Their new unit, which they call SOAR, will be conducting compliance checks every single day on those who have criminal history of sexual misconduct with a child. The new operation plans to check addresses and even email addresses of local offenders. APD said that they are experimenting with this approach and plan to visit all 1,700 registered sex offenders here in Austin. New camping restrictions are causing the homeless to find a new place to stay. This coming Monday, the Department of Transportation will begin clearing any camps that are below major state highways. This plan was put into place by Governor Greg Abbott and Austin City Council. According to the governor's office, those affected will be given help from local nonprofits to find temporary shelter they may need.
Austin's homeless community has a chance to work at Formula One this weekend. Circuit of the Americas is giving an opportunity for homeless people to earn some money, offering thousands of jobs during the busy event. Coda partnered with Mobile Loaves and Fishes and Caritas of Austin to extend a helping hand.
There's more than several thousand positions that are filled. Certainly we can carve out some for those who are in this particular situation.
Workers will be paid $15 per hour for nighttime janitorial jobs and will be provided transportation meals and uniforms.
Voters will be heading to the polls this Tuesday for elections, and Travis County has the highest number of registered voters in the state of Texas. Jordan Rush shares how campus organizations work with voters to help simplify the voting process for this year's local election.
Full swing here in Austin. Both Travis County and student groups work to improve the voter experience and educate on how to be prepared for this year's election.
It's not a difficult process. You just have to figure out what the steps are, and that's what Texas Votes is here to do, is to help make all of the steps a lot easier for you.
This election implements Travis County's new voting technology to make it easier to vote and keep record of them.
This is the first time we've been able to offer voters a paper trail, and it is very warmly received, and voters have been waiting for it for almost 15 years. We could not find a company to manufacture a paper trail, and now it's finally here.
Students can come to the Flan Academic Center to cast a ballot for this year's local election with a form of identification that is approved by the state of Texas for this year's upcoming election.
So it's really important that we're saying, okay, you're registered, now what? That is definitely you have to do that first step. You can't vote without it. But then you have to understand that yes, I need to go learn about what's on my ballot. I need to make sure I have the right ID. I need to make sure I know where my polling location is. In Travis County, you can go to any of the polling locations.
For those who work to help others cast their votes, a measure of their success is how many people show up to the polls.
Your vote is your voice. You can get registered to vote, you can be educated on an issue, you can debate people on Facebook, you can do whatever you want, but if you don't actually show up to the polls and vote, it doesn't mean anything. You haven't done anything. People are not hearing you. Your political leaders don't know what you think, and the only way to hold people accountable and to make change that you desire is to get out and vote.
You can head to the polls for early voting up until tomorrow. And once again, Election Day is this upcoming Tuesday, November 5th.
Thanks, Jordan. A UT filmmaker has uncovered a story not too many have heard about. PJ Ravel has released a documentary about race relations between the U.S. and Philippines. It features a story about the tribes that were taken from the Philippines and displayed as a living exhibit at the 1904 World Fair.
The U.S. and the Philippines have essentially been married together into this really strange, violent alliance since the Spanish-American War. And I think it's important to sort of address that history in a way that recognizes this critical perspective.
The Austin Committee for Human Rights in the Philippines hosted several events this month, including 2 documentary screenings. This month is also Filipino History Month. The Nationals won the World Series while shattering multiple records. Stay tuned.
A student athlete speaks out against their battle with mental illness. Her story next.
Can you help me with this? My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
Sure.
He helps me with homework.
That would be 3.6795.
Thanks.
Yep.
He helps me with my decision making.
I wouldn't use this one. Ever.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
I'm learning so much.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
They said I have troll teeth.
That my voice sounded like a possessed baby doll.
That no one would ever love someone as stupid as me.
That I was fat, ugly.
Disgusting.
The effect of bullying is potent.
We will no longer be the silent majority.
Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
We're gonna take action with the I.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness, and so are you.
Behold, the angry giant. Behold, the angry giant. Behold, the angry giant. Behold, the angry giant. It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
The Pi Kappa Phi fraternity organization says they closed their UT chapter after they determined the chapter violated university and fraternity policy. A report from the UT Dean of Students says they conducted hazing activities that included forcing pledges to drink milk mixed with cleaning agents. A UT says registration of Pi Kappa Phi will be suspended for at least the next 4 years.
Lung injuries are on the rise and have doubled in the past month right here in Travis County. This problem stems from the growing use of vapes among the public.
A total of 12 cases have been reported, and even 1 death has occurred due to e-cigarette use. Health officials say this is accompanied by 34 other deaths that have already been reported in the United States. They warn current smokers who experience chest pain or shortness of breath to seek medical help as soon as possible. About 80 students in West Campus have finally moved into the 21st Street Co-op after waiting 2 months. The delay was due to a labor shortage of welders. According to a survey, 7 in 10 construction firms say they have trouble hiring workers. about 87% reported difficulty finding qualified candidates. Brooke Soberg has an article coming out today on reportingtexastv.com.
The Austin Police Department is launching a new safety unit along Riverside Drive RISE, which stands for Region 3 Innovative Safety Engagement, was created to learn why crime is committed in this area. For example, one officer will look into light and surveillance equipment. APD reports roughly 4% of all crime in Austin occurs in this section of East Austin. The month of October is Mental Health Awareness Month, and nearly 25% of student athletes suffer from mental illness. Tuesday, Demargosian tells the story of one former UT athlete experiencing mental health and her journey to seeking assistance.
Here at UT Volleyball's practice court, they practice day in and day out on their physical skills. But for former middle blocker Blair Westerland, she sought help elsewhere for her mental game.
My anxiety and depression got to the point where I had to reach out on our floor upstairs where they have services for athletes who need help when they're struggling with mental illness. And I reached out to my family and friends and opened up to them that I was really struggling and that I personally couldn't fight this battle alone.
Fighting this stigma alone is one thing Ashley Harmon from the Behavioral Health Center for Athletes is against and takes aim to reach out to all athletes.
Blair Westerland, her first action in a Texas uniform.
I think it's helpful when I go to each team in the fall and really just kind of normalize mental health. And a lot of times when people think of mental health, they automatically think that equates to mental illness, but that's actually not the case. So normalizing that mental health is just a continuum. And usually talking about it can help break some of the stigmas.
To choose happiness isn't always the easiest route for athletes because they may be scared to speak up. But the more it is discussed, the more it can educate other athletes like Philip Moeller.
Biggest takeaway I could pass on would be that it's okay to be vulnerable. There are many different outlets to find the help you need.
The Texas fight inside of Blair and the courage she has and other athletes have that reach out for assistance fulfill the pride that is entrusted into the winning tradition of Texas athletes. Tuesday, Demargosian, reporting Texas TV.
Austin police are enforcing a no-refusal law for Halloween night this year. The effort will allow police to do a blood search warrant on drivers who refuse to take breathalyzers or provide a blood sample, and will be in place from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. the next morning. Austin PD is hoping this will cut down on DWI during the holiday. Some students on campus aren't waiting for tonight to get into the holiday spirit.
That's right. Carleon Jones is live on campus to tell us how one sorority is braving the cold, all for a good cause.
Thanks, Kamari. It's about 50 degrees outside, but that's not stopping this sorority from raising money for charity.
Pumpkin charity. All proceeds go to a really, really good cause.
The members of Sigma Delta Chi have been out by gesture since 10 this morning to sell treats and hot cocoa to anyone trying to cure their Halloween sweet tooth. This event is in support of the charity Prevent Child Abuse America, but also promotes ending neglect by bringing in dogs from Austin Pets Alive to allow them to feel some love from the event's attendees. The organization is hoping the event will also allow students to find some relief as well.
We got to that point of the semester where everything's kind of ramping up. You have to study, but on your way to the PCL, you can stop by our event and just de-stress and just take that little bit of help to help motivate you to continue studying. And help the kids while you're at it.
Support PCAA!
If you would still like to help out but didn't get a chance to stop by, you can go and donate at the Venmo listed below.
A dance routine for charity could earn $1,000. How a UT sorority is getting all of Greek life involved.
And a cool breeze to bring in Halloween, what meteorologists are predicting to be the coldest Halloween since 1991. That's up next.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Thank you. You got a king?
Go fish.
It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
This cold is sure making things spookier for Halloween.
Yeah, I can't believe it got cold this fast. Like, we were just in summer 2 days ago.
I know, this cold is making it not feel anything like Halloween and making it feel a lot like Christmas. And yesterday's showers have finally left, but the cool temperatures are going nowhere, making sure Longhorns had a cold start to their Halloween this morning, as temperatures hovered low around 36 degrees with the humidity close to 64%. The sunny sky did little to warm up Austin today, with a high near 55 and a 0% chance of rain. For those Longhorns celebrating Halloween tonight, make sure and bring a jacket. These clear skies continue as the temperatures drop. The National Weather Service has even issued a hazardous weather outlook for Travis County, expecting tonight's temperatures to drop to freezing and possibly even lower. Friday, skies stay clear and things barely start to warm up, with a high around 65 and a low of 40. It looks like this weekend the cold temperatures are here to stay, but so is the sun. Saturday and Sunday, temperatures hover in the mid to high 60s with lows in the 30s and 40s. Monday's temperatures are finally starting to warm up with the high in the 70s and low in the 50s, but those warmer temperatures are bringing the clouds back to Austin. Tuesday, there will be a 20% chance of rain with the high reaching the upper 70s and lows in the 50s. But I don't know about y'all, I hate the cold. I am a Texan at heart. I love the summer.
Me too.
I cannot wait for those 70 degrees next
But
week.
you know what I've noticed? Texas does not have a fall. We go from summer to winter. Like we have like a couple days where it's nice, but
That transition is incredibly fast.
Very intense.
There's no fall at all. There's no transition. It's
I mean,
just
think
too
about
fast.
Halloween tonight.
Yeah.
Up next, a popular late night talk show is making its way to UT. Find out how you can get tickets to attend the event.
A close fight between the Texas Longhorns and the TCU Horned Frogs leave Texas soul-searching for answers.
Got a quarter?
You've messed up your son's haircut.
Mom?
Do you A, try to fix it?
Like it never happened.
B, work with what you got? Or C, show solidarity?
Thank you, baby.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
What are you, superheroes?
Just four brothers who hate bullies and love this city.
Anywhere that we go, he makes people laugh and makes people smile, and I feel like I have that quality.
He's the one who always takes me fishing.
I watch golf with him.
I watch him cook, because when I grow up, I want to be a cook too.
We have the same faces like this.
Dad is the one, when you fall, that picks you up.
That unconditional sense of presence and reassurance is really what makes him my father.
Did you guys watch the World Series?
I didn't. No.
Well, I have, and let me tell you guys, it has been one interesting series, and it seems to me that home field advantage really wasn't a thing. The Houston Astros and Washington Nationals completed a World Series that became the first championship game in which every game was won by the road team. The Nationals win for the first time in franchise history. At one point during Game 7, the Nationals had a 13.5% chance of winning, but the odds never seemed to matter to them. Yuli Gurriel and the Astros struck first in the second inning with the solo home run after boosting their lead to 2-0 in the fifth. The last 4 innings were dedicated to the Nationals, who cut down the lead in the seventh with a 2-run homer by Howie Kendrick to make it 3-2 Nats. In the ninth, the Nationals closed the door for opportunity by extending the lead 6-2. The Nationals claimed first ever championship, and pitcher Steven Strasburg was team MVP, who claimed victories in Game 2 and 6. This might be the biggest soul-searching loss for number 15 Texas Longhorns as they took on the TCU Horned Frogs in Fort Worth. Sam Ehlinger had a career high of 4 interceptions. Texas defense has been struggling due to the many starters out for injuries. Despite the loss, Texas wide receiver put up a career-high performance. Devin Duvernay's 173 receiving yards beat his previous yards from the LSU game. TCU outscored Texas 24-10 in the second half with the help of TCU QB Max Duggan. He had an 11-yard touchdown in run with 2 minutes remaining. The Horns couldn't come back, losing to the Frogs 37-27. The Longhorns won't take the field again till November 9th and face 5-2 Kansas State that just handed Oklahoma its first loss.
The outcome that we had expected or prepared for. Great college football environment. Winning on the road is really, really hard. Felt good about where we were in the first half. I thought our guys were flying around. Their quarterback had a great game, made a lot of plays. The game went a bit differently than we had thought on that side.
Student athletes now have the opportunity to make money off their name, image, and likeness after the NCAA Board of Governors unanimously voted. This will change the game for athletes and their decision to either stay at school or not. NCAA said it still wants to maintain a level of amateurism in order to maintain a clear difference between itself and professional sports. Upcoming games for the University of Texas include Texas football. They will have a bye week this week following the loss to TCU. Women's tennis will hold the Texas Invitational, and the softball game will be hosted this Saturday and Sunday at Red and Charlene McCombs Field.
A dance competition is changing lives. The UT sorority is stepping up.
And later, the academic majors that make UT one of the top-ranking universities in the world.
Todd's a great guy.
Almost.
I mean, look at him.
Was that like that? Did that just happen?
Oh, you can put it back on.
Sweetheart. Attaboy. Wait, Todd, what are you doing? How totally selfish and un-Todd-like of you. Come on, Todd. Come on, man.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes? B, console her?
Don't worry, sweetie. This is gonna happen a lot.
Or C, find her a new boyfriend?
Nice, single boys. That was weird.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Every time I hear the alarm bell go off in school, I think it's an air raid.
A lot of houses in our neighborhood have been destroyed. I like to close my ears and sing songs whenever the bombs come close.
I'm worried our new neighbors won't like us.
But I know it's all gonna be worth it. I just want my family to be safe. But these are not my words.
These are not my words.
These are not my words.
Here is my handle and here is my spout.
When I get all steamed up, then I shout.
Tip me over and pour me out. Oh.
It only takes a moment to make a moment.
Cheers.
Take time to be a dad today.
On Friday, November 8th, a UT sorority is putting together a big dance event. Greek Get Down is an annual dance competition run by the Alpha Epsilon Phi sorority. All sororities on campus participate in the competition by creating and performing a dance to an audience and judges. The winning group is awarded $1,000 directly to a charity of their choice.
Alpha Epsilon Phi brings all the sororities together on campus, and we all compete to raise money for our philanthropies, and then they make a lot of money to give to their philanthropy, and it's a lot of fun just dancing, good healthy competition dancing to raise money for our philanthropies.
E-Phi raises will be donated to the Elizabeth Glaser Pediatrics Aid Foundation. Their mission is to end pediatric HIV and AIDS through advocacy, treatment programs, and research.
If you ride your bike to campus, be aware that UT's parking and transportation services are moving 5 bicycle racks on the East Mall permanently. The racks will be relocated to other areas on the East Mall, and all bikes must be removed by Friday, November 8th at noon.
Things are looking bright for the University of Texas. UT Austin is the 34th best university in the world, according to U.S. News and World Report. The university received top 50 ranking in 12 academics areas such as computer science, mathematics, and electrical engineering. UT Austin was the only Texas university ranked in the top 100.
The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon is headed to the 40 acres. A week from now, Thursday, November 7th, a student-only program will be taped in the Bass Concert Hall. Standby tickets will be available for the day of the event, but they do not guarantee a seat. Check TexasPerformanceArts.org for the latest info.
Thanks for joining us tonight on Reporting Texas TV.
Good night.